Trump offered to let the detained Korean workers stay in the United States, but almost all of them are heading home.
I have received so many death threats, at least 2,000 in my texts, my website, my Facebook, my email. Just know I'm very aware of my surroundings.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP.
So lovely, I came across this video on my For You and I thought to share where Korean people are actually on their way to Korea, but Orange Man is begging and asking them to stay back and teach the workers who were supposed to learn how to do this electrical something, how to do it before going back to their country. But do you know what Korean people actually told Orange Man? They were like, okay, we don't care. We are going back to our country. This actually got a lot of people reacting, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and
real tomfoolery. Donald Trump tried to convince the South Korean workers, that was held by ICE for immigration, crazy, all those engineers. He tried to convince them, stay in the United States, train our employees so they can have the Hyundai plant and the lines going right. Don't go home, stay here until the job is done. That's the craziest thing of all time. You arrest them in ICE, you put them in a detention center for over a week, and now you want them to stay to help the American workers when South Korea is mad as hell at us? When they pulling out money? Wow. I didn't think it could get any worse for us. Boy, some people would do anything to make $1. Some people just don't care. Some people will say and do anything they can to keep things going. You arrest people that are engineers, scientists that came over here to train our people, and now you want them to stay after they have been humiliated, disrespected, put in handcuffs and locked up? No way, Donald Trump. No way they staying. Now, this is some real tomfoolery. Donald Trump tried to convince the South Korean workers, that was held by ICE for immigration, crazy, all those engineers.
South Korea said, hey, you're not doing that. We're going to charter a plane to bring our people home and make sure that they are safe. You're not about to sit here and play in our face and disappear our people like you're disappearing American citizens. Now, according to the New York Times, 475 people were detained during that raid at the Hyundai plant. 300 of them were South Korean citizens who were here on work visas to work and construct an expanded portion of the plant that supplies batteries, and along with LG that's in that plant. Now, South Korea has said, okay, well, if you've got our people detained and you're going to keep them detained, we're not going to wait for you to charter a plane and send them to us. We are going to charter our own plane. We're going to come pick up our people, and we're taking them back to South Korea. And that is the safest thing that they can do, because if we leave this in the hands of the Chunky Milk administration, those people could end up anywhere. We have no idea where they would send them. Now, there's still no word on what's going to happen with the construction of the plant and the expansion of the facilities. Right now, everything is on hold. And again, I do not blame South Korea on that, because South Korea, they have their interests to protect and they have their people to protect. And I'm seeing true leadership with the foreign minister of South Korea, because he stood on business. He said, either I'm going to come over there myself and come get my people, or I'm going to charter a plane and my people are coming home. Personally, I'm happy, because at least we know that these people will be kept safe from the American government, because the American government, who knows what they're doing to them. But we do know the condition that these detention centers are in, where there's maggots in the food. It's dirty, it's unclean, the lights are on 24/7. The people who are being detained there have no space for themselves. They're fighting over water. So hopefully they can get them people out of there fast. And I'm going to keep you updated.
The U.S. is spending billions of dollars of your tax money on anti-Chinese propaganda is because the rest of the world is moving on without the U.S. And that's because of China, because China manufactures everything. The West tried to turn us into sweatshops, so we became the largest global manufacturers. And now the countries in Africa that the U.S. constantly exploits for their resources no longer have to do business with the U.S. anymore. They have the option to instead do business with China, a country that has never forced them into chattel slavery, a country that is also developing, and a country that has more to offer than the U.S. because all the U.S. offers to its trade partners is intimidation. And yeah, no country is perfect. None of the Chinese have ever claimed that. For example, being centered around technology makes it harder for the older generations and people who also don't have access to as much technology, say like in developing areas, which is why the Chinese government made it imperative to accept cash nationwide. Also with the abundance of goods and delivery systems here, also with the emphasis on education, it's easy for people to become homebodies, get out of shape a little bit. Not to mention the abundance of cheap foods sold everywhere by street vendors. No matter what hour of the day or night, you're able to find street food, sold by a local, auntie, your uncle, or both. I left it. Because they don't need to steal. They have everything they need. Why would they steal? See, China is unbothered by the lies that the US tells. They don't even need to tell truths about the US in order to clap back. They're too concerned worrying about their own nation. Something that the US really should do right now. Like I've said a million times, y'all are getting kidnapped out of your homes by ICE, brutalized for protesting, and locked up for being homeless while rent prices only go up. And your most influential revolutionists are so worried about, well, China doesn't care. And I've seen two very different takes on what China's gonna do next. Oh, is China gonna attack us? Or is China gonna save us? Neither. They don't care about y'all. They're moving on from the West. No one's gonna save you but you. Why would a foreign country waste time, money, and resources on saving people who don't want to save themselves? What would be the point? And in that same line of thinking, why would they waste time, money, and resources on attacking a country that's destroying itself from the inside out? Red has the blinds pulled over their eyes because they think for some reason that their enemy is their neighbors. The same way that blue has the blinds over their eyes because they think that their enemy is China. And both of y'all like to indulge in anti-blackness and xenophobia. And it's interesting to watch the people who love red get betrayed by the people they voted for every time there's a natural disaster or anytime they need assistance from the government. And it's also super interesting to watch the people who love blue pin the blame on people for not voting for their favorite fascist, then turn around and say, oh, fascism is horrible, we hate it. Now vote for our Zionist, or else we'll never ever help you poor people. Blue's even more sinister in the fact that they pretend they're the saviors when all they want to do is focus on foreign countries that are doing better than them. Globally, nobody gives a damn what your favorite internet activist said. Power is upheld by complacency, and CJ's not gonna save you just as much as China's not gonna save you. Believe me, if a foreign country wanted to attack the US and demolish them, they would have done so by now. It's too easy. Y'all have too many fires, literally, to put out in the homeland. That nobody fears y'all on a global front. That's just the truth. America's now too focused on fighting its own people. So keep worrying about China instead of building communities, planting seed, learning holistic practices, building up your spirituality, something that China already does. In every big city you see farms strewn throughout. There's so many religions here it's hard to count, all practicing freely out in the open and without having to fight each other. See, everything I listed there is something China already has, something y'all don't want to create for yourself. And that sucks. But word to the wise, y'all better get good at growing your own food, creating your own medicines, and learning how to actually protect the vulnerable, not just scream, shout, and film. Create communities where you do all three of these things, and don't let your government come and take that from you. That's my best advice. Not to worry about China. China's already moving on. The reason the
I have received so many death threats, at least 2,000, in my texts, my website, my Facebook, my email. Just know I'm very aware of my surroundings. I will sense you hundreds of yards away. I will know when my environment is unstable. And if you at any point make me feel like I'm in fear of my life, If you make it out alive, you'll spend a lot of time in jail, which you probably won't. So don't come near me. You better calm down the threats, and all your information is being reported.
Branum is still going. She's still going. But now she's addressing that flyer. This flyer, this mailer that went out to people in the district that she was running for. I believe she was running for District 20 at this time. And somebody put this mailer out to all of the residents, all of the voters in that district. And the flyer talks about how she was charged with trespassing and stalking, I believe. And it talked about her bankruptcy and her evictions that she's had in the past. And it also talked about her 5 divorces. Remember, I did a video specifically asking Tori if any of this stuff was real in this flyer, because yeah, we don't want to just assume that this stuff is real, right? We understand how lies can get thrown in political campaigns, right? So I asked her, was any of this real? And I tagged her. She didn't respond to me, but she has responded. Let's listen to what she has to say, shall we?
I'm going to address the mailer because I'm not above that. And when you share that, you share my testimony. So you're going to see on there that I had 5 divorces. And that's correct. It did come from a place of not believing in the sanctity of marriage, or not that I didn't try. I think a lot of it stems from not having a good example of a marriage, growing up with a single mom, and mixed with not taking crap off of people and allowing them to treat me however they want. There may have been some infidelity and some abuse, and I don't think anybody goes into a marriage not wanting it to work out. I don't really believe in marriage anymore as the legal aspect. I believe it's more about the vows, but if people want to go, they should go. I don't think anybody should be trapped in a piece of paper and stay in something because they can't financially afford to get away. Okay? I have grown in my relationship with Christ, which has changed a lot about my decisions and how I handle my relationships. When I've dated a lot, because I'm not going to jump into a marriage after learning what I've learned. When you see the eviction on there, that was actually due to my divorce after being in a 10-year marriage where I stayed home with my children. Finished my bachelor's degree while I was staying home with 5 children. Started my master's program. Realized I couldn't stay in that marriage anymore. It wasn't safe for me. I moved to an apartment and I couldn't afford it because I didn't have anything in my name. I didn't have any assets, and so I had to move out. And of course, it came up as an eviction, so they put that on the mailer. The bankruptcy, I don't know if you realize, but a lot of young military get taken advantage of when it comes to buying cars and loans and things when they're near these military bases. Nonetheless, I got in over my head, and when I was 21 years old, I filed bankruptcy. They put that on there too. The arrest was also during my divorce, same situation. My kids were in the house. They had been home with me their entire lives. We were doing week on and week off. My daughter called me and said, "Mom, I need to talk to you. I miss you." I went over there. He shut the door in my face. I took his door out. My lawyer worked it out, figured out the reasons behind that. It was dropped. It was a sponge, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what kind of illegal activity that they did to dig that up. So, yeah, I'm not perfect. I've learned a lot from my testimony. I've grown in my relationship with God. We all make mistakes. One thing is about me is I'm honest, pure, I'm a listener, and I will fight for the American people. So I just wanted to put that to rest. I've gotten a lot of death threats. I'm not going to cry about it. I was the one that put it out there that I did talk to an ICE agent, and I do know there was slave trafficking happening out there and all those other things. I believe what these professional people told me that were working out there. I saw some evidence. And it's not just happening here. It's happening all over Georgia and in other states, and it needs to be addressed. And it will be addressed. But I just wanted to share that part of myself. And, everybody has a past. Just hope that yours isn't made national, because it's not a good feeling when people don't understand where you come from or what you stand for.
Anyway, that's her response to 1 divorce. That mailer said 5 divorces. So yeah, I picked up on that. Yes, people make mistakes. People make mistakes all the time, and people can change as they grow through Christ. All of that is true. But Tori, girl, You said that you would work hard for the American people, which you did for which you did regarding that Hyundai plant. That's you working for the American people, because the latest is that the Hyundai plant it's on hold. It's on pause. They're trying to figure out what it is that they want to do. It's also being reported that Donald Trump begged the South Koreans to stay instead of going back to South Korea. The South Koreans said, not the way that you treated us. There are some posts being put out there, leaked from the South Koreans' point of view as to how they were treated while in custody. They said no. F you. So now we don't know what's going on with the Hyundai plant. We don't know if there's an expected date for business to resume. There is nothing. It is just paused. It's on hold. And that's Tory working for the people. This whole Hyundai debacle, because of Tory Branum, has gone worldwide, and not in a good way for the United States. There has to be investors from other countries, other business plans that were being made that have been put on pause. Why am I saying that? Because Donald Trump put this out. When foreign companies who are building extremely complex products, machines, and various other things come into the United States with massive investments, I want them to bring their people of expertise for a period of time to teach and train our people how to make these very unique and complex products. At this phase of our country and as they phase out of our country and back into their land, if we didn't do this, all of that massive investment will never come in the first place. Chips, semiconductors, computers, ships, trains, and so many other products that we have to learn from others how to make, or in many cases relearn, because we used to be great at it, but not anymore. For example, shipbuilding, where we used to build a ship a day and now we barely build a ship a year. I don't want to frighten off or disincentivize investment into America by outside countries or companies. We welcome them. We welcome their employees, and we are willing to proudly say we will learn from them and do even better than them at their own. Okay? Donald Trump had to put out a statement to basically say that he welcomes these companies and their investments into our country, and he welcomes their employees to come in to our country to train Americans to take over that business. Donald Trump had to come out and say that because of Tory Branum's racist, incompetent, clueless ass. Tory Branum was running unopposed. There is a challenger in the works for the Democratic side for District 12, Georgia. As soon as she gets her campaign up and running, I will bring the information to you. Tory Branum is a danger to the citizens of District 12. She's a danger to the citizens and the success of the citizens of the state of Georgia. She is dangerous to Georgia's economy and to District 12's economy. The lens that she works through is racism and ignorance, and she should not hold any elected official position in the state of Georgia or in this nation.
Seriously, lovely, this Orange Man actually thought that he can just go ahead and bully anyone he wants to bully. Like, he thinks that the same way he's bullying Mexican people, Canadian, like all of his alien countries, he is just bullying them one after the other. You know, he's just busy spoiling all of the relationship that he had with these countries. Like, how do you even expect that a country will move forward on its own, like standing on its own? I have never seen a nation moving forward without any form of allyship, or when I scratch your back, you scratch my back. I think this is how things or even company moves forward. Like the same thing, applicable to both countries, businesses, and Jerabot. I have never seen a business that stands so strong without any form of partnership, investment, and thereabout. But Orange Man, the way at which he's, going with all of these things, feels as if, I don't need it. But right about now, he is saying that, okay, you cannot even stand on your own. First of all, you are deporting people who are actually out there to help your own citizens. And the woman in question, who is actually the architect of the whole situation, is all out there doubling down, begging, and like this woman is just having all mixed feelings. What does it even benefit her right about now with what she did? These pan colored or MAGA people, I won't say pan colored because there are so many reasonable ones nowadays. But these, MAGA people actually thought that, oh, they have the world on their feet. This woman decided that she was just going to, do what, I don't even know who sent her to do this. She decided to go report people who are actually there to put in the work in order for your own citizens to benefit. But no, you thought that you were so wise, you know more than every other person, and you decided to report these people who were just doing their thing. They didn't come there as undocumented immigrants, right? Like maybe refugees or something. I think they came there for business, business opportunities or even business transactions. Like they didn't come there begging you. They came there to teach you what you don't know how to do. And now that their countries are out there to pick their citizens back to their country, you guys are telling them not to go. Oh, please. Like, you cannot just keep on toiling with people. There are people that you toil with, and there are people that you don't toil with. I don't know how, maybe Orange feels that everybody need him. Oh my God, everybody need him. Like there are so many people now, or so many countries now standing on their own and creating relationship with other countries. I'm so sorry, I'm just on the, you know, like seriously, there are so many countries right now partner with each other countries because I think Orange Man actually thought that, oh, they are the beginning and the end. I think Orange Man thought that everybody needs him. But that is not the way at which life runs. That is not the way at which organization runs. That's not the way at which countries operate. Like you don't keep on bullying countries here and there with tariffs here and there, and you think that people will just keep putting it up. At a time, people get so fed up to the fact that they want to create their own. They want to just create their own peace of mind. I don't blame these people for actually going back to their country with the plan that has been sent by their own country. Because who knows, all of these people that's being deported, where are they? Where are they being kept? So you expect them to wait for you to come, put them in alligator, Alcatraz, and all of that? No, I think these people they don't take serious people seriously. You want them out, they're already in a country. Now you are asking them to come back, and this woman out here is crying and screaming on how she's getting treated here and there. Like, for you to do whatever you did, you came out to spew it and brag about it. What were you even expecting? Like, why didn't she just do whatever she thought that was right and just hide herself or just keep it mute? But after doing whatever she did, she decided to come out on a social platform to brag about it, expecting to get an upload or something. And now look at what is going on with her. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.
So just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thoughts, subscribe, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.